What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm really excited because we're going to be doing a drugstore starter kit video. So I'm basically going to go through every single category of makeup and showing you guys the absolute best of the best from the drugstore, the best affordable products that you can buy, at least in my opinion. And I've tried a lot of drugstore makeup. I've tried a lot of makeup in general, especially a lot of drugstore makeup. So I am so excited to show you guys really the best things that I have found. So this would be great for somebody like first starting to get into makeup, or even just somebody that has a ton of makeup that just wants to try some new really good things from the drugstore. Because I know when I first started, I was a drugstore girl, okay? I still am. Like, obviously I love going to Sephora, but I get just as excited to go to like Walgreens and CVS and stuff and check out the new makeup there as I do at Sephora still. So I love the drugstore, and they have stepped up their game significantly in the past couple of years. Like, I think the last time I did one of these videos, like a drugstore starter kit video, was like 2 years ago. So it was definitely time for an update. That's what we're gonna be doing today. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all of my future uploads. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you really should. It's at Strack Official. I run tons of giveaways on there every single month for you guys. I'll pop up my one from March right here so you can see it. But it's pretty lit over on my Instagram, so you guys should follow me there too. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so up first we have primer, and for this category I have two. In some of these categories I have like more than one product that I really love that I want to share with you guys. For this category specifically, these are very similar products, so I wanted to show them both to you. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. So this is like a glow enhancer. It comes in a light shade, a medium shade, and a deep shade. I use the medium shade most frequently. As you can tell, it's well used. There's really like none left of this. This is really, really nice. It gives a beautiful glow to the skin and just looks so pretty when you layer foundation on top of it, or even if you want to wear it on its own and you're not doing foundation, this is beautiful. Even if you have oily skin, I wouldn't be scared about this though, because it's not going to leave you like a dewy, crazy mess. Like, there are some liquid highlighters that are like so dewy, which I feel like if you have oily skin, you wouldn't like underneath your foundation. And this really isn't like that at all. It's not overly dewy. It's just going to give a really nice glow to your skin. So I think whether you're dry, normal, combo, oily, you still will really like this. Another really great option is from CoverGirl. This is the Vitalist Go Glow. This is more affordable because even at the drugstore, like, stuff can get pricey for sure. So I want to say this L'Oreal True Match Lotion is like over $10. I'm gonna look it up to tell you guys the exact price. Okay, yeah, so at Ulta, this is $14.99. So it's like 15 bucks. Like, that's kind of expensive. You can definitely get it cheaper. Like, Target says $9.79. So you can get it for like around $10. But I believe the CoverGirl one is more affordable. Yeah, so the CoverGirl one is $10.99 at Ulta. It is $8.94 at Walmart. So, you know, depending on where you get it, couple dollars difference, but this is a bit more affordable. They're both beautiful. They pretty much work the same. They're gonna give a nice sheen, a nice glow to the skin, but they're not gonna make it overly dewy, just kind of a nice canvas for your foundation to apply on top of. So I really, really love both of these. And the CoverGirl one does come in multiple shades as well. In this one, I use the first one in Daybreak, but love these. They are my favorite primers from the drugstore. Alrighty, up next we have foundation. So for this category, I have three, okay? I couldn't choose, but honestly, these three foundations are very different because, you know, everyone has different like preferences when it comes to foundation, what kind of coverage they want, what kind of lasting power they want. Like, everyone has a different thing that they're looking for. So I wanted to pick a couple different ones that I could show you that were like best in their kind of category, I guess you could say. So first, I want to talk about Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is amazing. This is the most affordable one. This is literally less than $6 at most places. It's a great foundation. I am shade Golden Beige for reference, if you guys are wondering. This is what the applicator looks like. It's kind of like a spatula sort of situation, which actually at first I was kind of like, that's weird, but I just like put it on my face and it's very, very easy. The only negative thing about this foundation is it smells like straight paint. I don't know why, it's kind of weird, but once you get past that, it's a great foundation. It's full coverage, it's long lasting, it's beautiful, and it's very, very affordable. So I do really, really like this foundation. And that foundation is a matte finish. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is a matte finish as well. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. So this is a comfort matte. This is definitely less drying on the skin than the Wet n Wild one is. Like, this isn't overly drying on the skin, but this is like matte matte. The comfort matte to me is a lot better. So even if you like a matte finish, but you have like drier skin like I do, this is still gonna be really, really nice on your skin. It's not gonna dry it out. It sits really nicely on the skin. I would say it's in between a natural and matte finish. Another amazing thing about this foundation is that there are so many shades. I'm pretty sure there's 50 shades in this foundation, which is amazing. It's so awesome. So this is one of my favorites to recommend to people because pretty much everyone hopefully should be able to find a shade that works for them, since the shade range is so large. It's so great. Like, literally just a couple years ago, you would never see it at the drugstore. So many brands had like 3 shades of foundation. I'm not even kidding. Like, when I was growing up, there was many brands that had like light, medium, and dark, or like maybe a couple more, but it was not 50 shades or anything close to that. So kudos to CoverGirl for doing that, and this foundation is really good. Like, they knocked it out of the park. This has a pump applicator. The shade I have here is actually M40 Warm Nude. This is actually a little dark for me. I need like 2 shades lighter. This is like very, very self-tanned in the summer, which is not me right now, but it was the cleanest bottle to show you. The one I use is like so dirty because I use it all the time. So I wasn't gonna put that on camera. But it's transfer resistant, it's medium to full coverage. I would say it definitely errs on the side of full. With like 2 pumps of this, you're gonna be good to pretty much cover up anything you want. So I really, really like this one. It's great. It is a little bit more pricey than the Wet n Wild one is, but still a really great affordable option. And now my last foundation that I wanna talk about is for the girl that wants something more natural. She doesn't want full coverage, she just wants something natural to enhance her skin. The one that I really, really like for that is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I'm new to this foundation. I have tested it for about a week now. So I haven't gotten to wear it forever, but I do really, really like it. It's very beautiful and the first drugstore kind of lower coverage foundation that I've really liked. I'm definitely picky when it comes to foundations, and in the drugstore when it comes to something that's like a lighter foundation, sometimes they just wipe off. They're not good, like they're not cute. This one really is good. To me, this is a drugstore dupe for the Tarte Concealer, which I really like as well. If you guys like that foundation, you may really, really like this one. Definitely a more natural finish on the skin. It's not gonna be full coverage. It's definitely buildable. You can build it up to medium to full, but with just 1 pump of this, it's gonna be more light coverage, and then you can go ahead and build it up, but it's very natural on the skin, just kind of enhances your natural look of your face. So I do really, really like this as well, and this one does have sunscreen in it too, which makes it a great foundation for summer if you're gonna be outside or kind of like daily wear. So those are my 3 favorite foundations from the drugstore. Up next, we have concealers. Now, this is a category that I feel like the drugstore has lacked in for so long. Like, we started to get good foundations, but they were like, no, you're not ready for good concealers yet. Like, honestly, I feel like a lot of drugstore concealers are not that great until I tried this one and was like, oh, okay, this is amazing. This is new. This is from e.l.f. This is a 16-hour camo concealer, and I've pretty much been using this ever since I first tried it. It is amazing. It's so good. It's definitely a dupe for Shape Tape. I prefer Tarte Shape Tape slightly over this one because Shape Tape doesn't dry nearly as fast as this concealer does. But as far as coverage and everything else goes, I find this concealer to be just as good. You just have to work very quickly with this. Once you apply it to your under eyes, you gotta blend it out. You can't let it sit there and like, you know, check Instagram and like scroll through your phone and then blend it out. No, because it dries very, very fast. So that's the only thing about it that I don't like. Aside from that, it is amazing, amazing, amazing. This is the one that I use to kind of highlight my under eyes. This is shade Light Beige. And then if I'm just kind of going with something that's going to just match my foundation, I'll go in with Tan Sand. But I use Light Beige way more often because I like that kind of highlighted, brightened look. The packaging is very similar to Shape Tape. Honestly, it has a big doe foot. It's very full coverage. It's just like literally a really good concealer. It does not crease under my eyes. I do always set my concealer with a powder, which we'll get into next, but once set with a powder, it doesn't crease, it doesn't budge. So I really, really like this. e.l.f. knocked it out of the park on this concealer. It's the best one I have ever tried from the drugstore, literally ever. And it's $5, so you can't really beat that. Now to set that concealer, you guys already know, okay, if you've ever watched a video of mine, you already know what I'm gonna talk about, but it is the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana bronzer. It says bronzer on it. It's not a bronzer. I don't know. It's a super light powder, and I actually think this is supposed to kind of be like a highlighter in their collection, but I use it to set my under eyes, and it's amazing. I've been using it for years. I use it to set my under eyes today and pretty much every video that I do with you guys. It's really, really beautiful. There has been rumors that this is going to be discontinued because I know Wet n Wild changed the packaging on their bronzers, so I don't really know. It's still available online, and I've still seen it in store, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that it's not being discontinued, but I love this. I use this all the time. I have gone through these so many times, time and time again, even though it's like a huge pan, so it will last you quite some time. But yeah, this is the powder that I use to set my under eyes and any area that I want to highlight and brighten on my face. As far as powder for all over the face, I really love the Maybelline Fit Me powder. So this is the loose finishing powder. They have a pressed one. That's nice as well, but I actually prefer the loose finishing powder, which is a little weird for me because I don't love loose powder, but this is really, really good. It does a great job of setting your makeup, but it's very finely milled, so it's not going to leave you cakey on your face. And it also is tinted. So I have the shade Light Medium, so it's going to add a little bit more coverage to your foundation as well, which I like. So this is definitely my favorite powder for all over my face from the drugstore. I think it's really great. It's going to set your makeup without making you look cakey or dry. Up next for brows, the best brow products at the drugstore, hands down, is definitely this one from CoverGirl. I always say the name of this wrong. This is the Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. For some reason, I always want to say micro brow. ultra fine brow pencil. I love this. It's so good. You get a spoolie on one side and the brow pencil on the other. I have this on my brows today. I pretty much use this every single day. It's absolutely a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. If anything, I like it better, to be honest with you guys. Like, I haven't bought that in years because I just use this all the time. It's so good. It's very pigmented. It has a little bit of a waxy finish to it, which is going to help to keep your brows in place, but it's not overly waxy where they look weird. Because sometimes some brow products that have too much wax in them can like make your brows just basically look fake, and this does not do that. So I really, really love this. This is shade Rich Brown, which I did use today. I kind of go in between shades, but they have blonde, soft brown, and then shades that are darker than this as well. So I kind of go in between shades depending on what I'm feeling like, but this is the best brow pencil from the drugstore. Like, seriously, the best brow pencil in general. Continuing on to eyeshadow. So I have two eyeshadow palettes that I want to talk about to you guys. This has also been a category that I feel like the drugstore used to lack in. Like, the shadows just were so patchy and so dry, not pigmented at all, but they've gotten so much better. So one of my favorites from the drugstore is the Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette. This is such a pretty palette, and these shades are really, really pigmented and beautiful. Very, very easy to work with, which I really, really like. And you get 12 different shades, so it's giving you a lot to work with, and there's a mix of both mattes and shimmers in here, so you can definitely create a lot of looks with it. They have like a purple one too, which is called like the Soda Pop or something like that, which is also really pigmented. I just prefer this one because I like the shades and tones in it and stuff. I'm more of like a warm tone neutrals girl, so this is what I like, but if you like more colorful palettes, they definitely do have more colorful ones. So just look for the Maybelline palettes with this clear front on them, and I found them to be really, really pigmented and very easy to work with. So I definitely really love these Maybelline palettes from the drugstore. I also do like Morphe palettes. A lot of people will say that those are not drugstore, which is fine. That's why I'm not like necessarily including one specific one. I'm not a Morphe affiliate or anything, so I make no money saying this. I think their palettes are pretty good, and a lot of Morphe palettes, like Morphe makes palettes that have 12 shadows in them too, which are actually cheaper than like the Maybelline palette is. So to each their own, but I know people will jump down my throat and say that Morphe is in drugstore, which is why it's not included in this video. But they do make some pretty good palettes as well. A new brand that I just found that I'm so excited about is Profusion. So this, you can find this at Walmart. You can also find it at Target, I believe, or online, of course. This is the Sienna's palette, but they have a bunch of different palettes. Can we please look at this? Like, this looks like a Huda Beauty palette. There's 21 different shades. It comes with a brush, but it's actually like with my regular brushes because it's a really nice brush. If I can find it. I don't know where it is because I put it in with my regular brushes. I like took it out of the palette. But it's a really nice, like, fluffy brush. The brush is really great. The shadows are really nice, very pigmented, beautiful. Like, there's a mix of mattes. There's one of the mattes right there, and then we have some beautiful shimmer shades. Lots of different versatility and options, and this palette is under $10. It was $9 and change. Like, that is a great deal for 21 eyeshadows plus a really good brush that actually are pigmented, that actually look nice on the eyes. So I'll link my tutorial where I just did a full face first impressions using this palette so you guys can see the look that I created. But I was so stinking impressed with these Profusion palettes. They also have a lot of like highlight and contour palettes and other palettes as well, but I haven't gotten a chance to use a lot of their products. This was my first one that I tried and I was so impressed. So definitely really like their eyeshadows. I would definitely check them out. You can also check out their other products. If they're as good as the eyeshadows, you'll probably really like them. But for the price, these are really, really great. So again, you can get them in store at Walmart, I know, and at most Targets. Up next for eyeliner, my favorite like liquid liner to do like wings and stuff with is from Wet n Wild. This is the H2O proof liner. So it is a waterproof liquid liner just in the black shade. It is very, very pigmented, as you can tell. You can also like, it's very, very thin like on the tip. So you can really just do like really light lines or thicker lines if you press harder like that. But I really, really like this. It doesn't budge in the inner corner, which is A+. I have pretty watery eyes, so it's hard for me to find eyeliners that don't kind of fray out, but I guess since this one is waterproof, it works really well. So I really, really like this as my liquid liner, kind of to do like a cat eye look. If I'm just looking for liner in my waterline, I really like the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Eye Pencils. These are very pigmented as well. I just have a regular black one right here, but this works really, really well in the waterline. They're very pigmented and they don't budge. Another one that I really love is the Rimmel Scandalize. So this is a nude is the shade on this. So I really like to do nude liner. So this one is light. This actually needs to be sharpened. But if you can see it swatched right there, it just kind of opens up your eyes. So if I want to do like more of a nude liner, I will grab for this one. But all are really great options depending on what kind of eye look you want to do. More smoldery with the black, or a little lighter with the nude. Up next, I did want to mention these as well. These are liquid eyeshadows. You guys know I really like these Stila liquid glitters. Those are so, so nice and they like amp up any look, but obviously they're kind of expensive and these are a great dupe from Wet n Wild and they're much more affordable. These are the Liquid Catsuit Shimmer Liquid Eyeshadows. This one is my favorite. This is shade Goldilocks. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it so I can show you guys, but Super, super pretty. Swatched right there on my hand. So you can layer this on your bare lid if you want to. Normally I will just put down like a shadow color and then kind of amp it up with this, but they are pigmented enough where you really don't need a color underneath, but super, super pretty. They dry fast, so they don't really transfer up on your eyelid. And for the price, they are really, really good and will definitely amp up any eye looks. So maybe if you're a makeup artist, you're doing like prom looks or something and you want to invest in something to amp up your looks, but not spend a ton of money, I think these would be great. They come in a variety of different shades. This gold one is just one of my favorites. For mascara, my favorite drugstore mascara is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist. This is newer and it is so, so good. I love the Lancome Missor Big Mascara. It's a super volumizing mascara, like it gives your lashes so much volume, but obviously it's pricey, it's Lancome, but CoverGirl dropped the Exhibitionist mascara and this is so, so good. Very, very similar in formula. Honestly, I find it to be a drugstore dupe for it. It's gonna add major volume to your lashes and it's also gonna really pick them up, which is what I definitely need. It's like picking them up and leaving them there. It's more of like a drier formula, if that kind of makes sense. Like I don't like super liquidy mascaras. I feel like they don't do much for my lashes. They almost like weigh them down, where this is not like that. It's definitely more of a drier formula, adds a ton of volume, curls your lashes really nice, and I have been absolutely loving this. I think CoverGirl really killed it on this mascara. There are so many good drugstore mascaras, so it was kind of hard for me to narrow it down to just one, but I was like, honestly, I reached for the Exhibitionist more than anything else nowadays, so this is really, really good. And you guys know I love my lashes, so of course, I have to talk about the Salon Perfect 614s. I'm wearing them today. I wear them in like all of my videos. These are my favorite lash ever, let alone affordable, let alone drugstore. They're just my favorite lash ever. They're so, so good. I buy these packs like they're hotcakes. At Walmart, you get 5 of them. The one first pair here is gone because it's on my eyes today. But I think the 5-pack is about $8. These are the best. The 614 specifically, I just feel like they make it look almost like you have eyelash extensions. Like they're very natural, but they're still so beautiful. Like they add that length, they add that wispiness, but they're not overkill. So I love these. They're so light on the eyes. They're so easy to wear. I could go on and on about how amazing these lashes are. They're the best and you will love them. Up next, we are gonna talk bronzer, and I have my 3 favorite ones. These are from Wet n Wild. I really, really love their bronzers. I always have. They recently kind of repackaged them into this newer packaging, which is actually really nice. They used to be in like big kind of circular packaging. These are a lot easier, honestly. So my favorite one is this one, Sunset Striptease. So it has a little bit of shimmer to it, but not too much. It just adds a little sheen to the skin. It's really, really nice. If you guys see it on my hand right there. So I like to use this all over the face. I don't normally really contour with these, but you definitely can because there's not too much shimmer in them. But I personally just like them for all over the face. They're really beautiful. They're really affordable. This one in What Shady Beaches. This one is a bit of a deeper shade. So if I was gonna contour, I would probably use this one. So as you guys can see, this one is definitely more deeper. If you just have darker skin, this would probably be great for all over the face for you as well. But I do really, really like these bronzers. I think they're great. They're not muddy looking and they blend out really well on the skin without costing a ton of money. For blush, my favorite blush is from Flower Beauty. This is the shade Warm Hibiscus. It is just so, so pretty. This is a dupe from MAC's. I think it's Warm Soul. I used to buy that nonstop. And then I found this and I was like, oh, it's like literally the same shade. I think it's Warm Soul, but it is so, so pretty. It's just like a light mauve pink with a little bit of gold shimmer in it. I feel like this is very universally flattering, whether you have light skin, medium skin, deeper skin. I feel like this is gonna look really, really nice. They have a bunch of different shades in their blush formula though. They're all really pretty with a little bit of sheen to them without having like chunky glitter. Because you don't want chunky glitter in your blush. That's like not gonna look cute. But like if you like a little sheen like I do, these are beautiful, beautiful blushes. This one is just my favorite shade, but of course, you know, they have a big range for your personal preference, but I love this blush. It's my favorite one. My camera died, but we are back. Next for highlighter, this was kind of hard, okay? Because I feel like honestly, when I was younger, like 5-10 years ago, there was like no such thing even as highlighter at the drugstore. Like they didn't even have it. And now there are so many good ones. Like Wet n Wild makes a great highlight. There's one from L'Oreal I really like, but the cake, the one that has my heart, is the Maybelline Master Chrome. This is the Molten Gold one. They have a variety of different shades. They have like a rose gold one, which is a little pinker. They have a more colorful one, so they have different variations. My favorite is the Molten Gold, but this is just like the best highlight formula ever. It is so blinding, so beautiful, so buttery. Like I just love this. It's kind of almost like a gel sort of like formula. Like it's not overly powdery, which is really, really amazing. Like it doesn't sit on the skin as like this additional kind of powder. It kind of like melts in and it's just so beautiful. And even as shimmery as it is, it really doesn't emphasize texture, because I have to be really careful with highlights, or really anybody, you know, if you have texture on your cheeks, which is kind of normal to have like texture in this area, I know I do, you don't want something that's gonna emphasize that. So this kind of smooths over it, but you're still gonna get that pop, that blinding highlight. So I love this. It's so, so good. Honestly, it's better than a lot of high-end highlights are. Maybelline Master Chrome is where it's at, so this is my top favorite highlight and the one that I would suggest to anyone starting out. Now for lip products, I have my 3 favorite to create my favorite lip. I'm wearing them today. The first one is lip liner. So this is the NYX retractable lip liner. Regardless of what lip color you want to do, I highly recommend the NYX retractable ones. They're great. They just scroll up like this. You can scroll them back down. You don't have to like sit there with a sharpener and sharpen them. They're very pigmented and they last a really long time. Like I literally put the lip liner on today. Like you can see my lipstick is actually kind of off and my lip gloss, but my liner is still on because this has been on for my lips for quite a while. It's 6:55 at night right now and I had to be somewhere at 12 this morning, which is when I did my makeup. So it lasts for a really long time. It's actually waterproof. I'm looking at this right now. It says waterproof, which I didn't even know. But this is the nude shade. It's the one that I have on my lips now. So I use this all the time with the lipstick that I'm going to show you guys, or really any nude lipstick, but they have like 1,000 different colors in this, so it can really be done with any sort of lipstick that you're looking for, but this one is my favorite. My favorite lipstick, which I need to add a little bit more of, is the Baddest Beige. This is from Maybelline. This is like the best lipstick ever. How pretty is this color? It's definitely like a shiny, glowy finish. It's a shine from Maybelline, so it's not super long lasting. It's not gonna be like a matte lip that's gonna last forever, but this color is just so, so beautiful. I feel like nude lipstick is something that's still the drugstore a lot of times misses the mark on. Like the undertone will be off, or they'll be too light or not light enough. And I always kind of struggled to find like an amazing nude lipstick from the drugstore, and then I found this and I was like, oh, okay. It is amazing. Like I saw so many people talking about it and I tried it and was like, oh, that's why everybody talks about it. It's just such a pretty mauve pink color. I love it so much. Like I said, it's not going to be super long lasting. If you want a liquid lipstick that's long lasting, I like the Wet n Wild liquid cat suits. Those are really nice from the drugstore, but this is my favorite drugstore lippy. Honestly, it's so good. It's great for every day. It's great if you do a smoky eye going out look. Like it could be so versatile and I just love it so much. Obviously it has a very shiny finish, so you don't need a lip gloss with it, but my favorite lip gloss from the drugstore is the L'Oreal Crushed Foils Metallic Lip Gloss. This is in the shade Mirrored. So it's like a gold glitter and it just looks so nice on the lips. It makes the lips look so juicy and glossy. And even though it has glitter in it, it's not a gritty texture on the lips, so you don't have to worry about that. But I just love the way that this looks. I layer this on top of like literally any lipstick. It doesn't have to be nude. I've worn this with red lippies, more like wine ones, like whatever color. This is just gonna look so pretty, amp up your lips, make them super glossy and juicy, which is what I love. So this is my favorite lip gloss from the drugstore. Last but not least, I do want to talk about tools as well, because honestly, tools are just as important as the makeup that you're applying, like the tools that you're using, your brushes, your sponges, everything like that. You guys know I love my beauty blender. That is like my tried and true, but there definitely are good affordable options. One of them is the Real Technique sponge. This is very, very dry right now, but if you wet it, it gets so big. And it is really, really nice. It has one flat kind of curved, that makes no sense. It has one flat angled end and then a pointy end at the top here. So this is definitely really nice. It's a similar consistency to the Beauty Blender. It's very bouncy on the skin and definitely is a great option. I think you can get 2 of these for like $8, so it's way cheaper than a $20 Beauty Blender for just one. So this is a really nice option for a sponge, and I always use a sponge for basically any liquid product, even my primers. I use primer, foundation, concealer, all with sponges. So definitely really like the Real Techniques one. Another one that I like is the Moda one too, with also has the flat bottom and then the pointy top here. I really like this one as well. I think Flower Beauty has a nice one too. It's like purple if I remember correctly, and that one was pretty good, because not all affordable sponges are good. A lot of them are just like hard as rocks, basically a cinder block, and not cute. But those 3 are pretty good. As far as affordable brushes go, I really, really love Moda. I've talked about these in my last couple of videos, but honestly, their brushes are so, so good for affordable brushes. I used to use brushes that were a lot pricier, and I started using these and I was like, dang, these are better. Like, I was gonna say just as good, but honestly, they're better in a lot of ways. They shed less. I have been so impressed with them. So their brushes have been amazing. They are so soft. You can get a set of like 6 of their brushes for like $19, which is crazy. I do have a coupon code with them. It's code Kelly. It's gonna get you 20% off in the month of April, and then it'll get you 10% off any other month after that. So depending on when you're watching this video, but you're definitely gonna get a percent off with my code, which is gonna make them even cheaper, but they're so soft. I have been so impressed with using them. This one is one of my favorites. I have this in the prismatic collection as well, but this is the powder brush, and I actually use this for like blush, contour, literally everything. It's just like the shape of it is really good because it kind of comes to a point. So kind of like when you're doing your blush, it's also like sculpting your cheek because it's like pointed a little bit. So it's kind of doing both for you, which I really like. This one is like from the glitter collection, but I like the one from the prismatic collection that kind of has this handle, which is really pretty. They have a lot of fun, like colorful brushes, but then they have their pro line, which is just like black, sleek, which I like a lot of the pro line eye brushes. I use a lot as well. So they have really great affordable brushes. Another really great affordable brush brand is Eco Tools. I have this little guy. I use this all the time. This little tiny detail brush. This is from Eco Tools. I have like a little set. I don't love all of Eco Tools brushes, but a lot of their eye brushes and little definer brushes are really good. So they're an affordable brand that's great as well. Real Techniques, the same maker of the sponge, they make brushes too. I'm not crazy about their brushes. I think their sponge is the best product that they make, but their brushes are definitely decent as well. You can get them at Ulta. But I would say my favorite affordable brush brand has definitely been Moda. I really love their brushes, and they have like exceeded every single one of my expectations. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that it was helpful to you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!